right, good evening, everybody. This is Hyannis Main Street, Waterfront Historic District Commission, March 4th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. To all persons deemed interested or affected by the town of Barnstable's Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission ordinance under Chapter 112, Article 3 of the Code of the Town of Barnstable, you are hereby notified that a meeting is being held at Town Hall 367 Main Street, Hyannis, Mass. Selectmen's Conference Room, 2nd floor, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. All public hearings and other matters anticipated by the chair listed below may be acted upon. This meeting on March 4th, 2026 is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government Access Channel. In accordance with MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20, the chair must inquire as to whether anyone else is recording this meeting, and if so, too, please make their presence known. Thank you very much. I am going to ask that people silence their cell phones, put them on vibrate, take the volume off, whatever it is you do, so it doesn't interrupt the meetings, please. I am now going to call the meeting to order. So, Commissioner Conrad Watson.
Present. Commissioner
Kevin Matthews.
Here.
Commissioner Tom Doherty.
Here.
Commissioner Laura Cronin.
Here.
Commissioner Cornelius Crowley.
Here.
And I, Cheryl Powell, am also here. We also have, if I could ask staff to please introduce themselves.
Karen Pina, Admin Assistant, Planning and Development.
Corey Pacheco, Senior Planner, Planning and Development.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're now called to order. Is everybody okay? That's not too loud out there. We can't close completely, but we can, if it's bothering anybody. We good? Okay. So, welcome to everybody. Again, trainings, if you have conflict of interest that you need to catch up on, please get that training undertaken. Nothing on awards tonight. There is correspondence, but it's with regard to one of the applications, and if nobody objects, we'll have that correspondence read out with that particular item. Okay, if somebody could please remind me that we do have that letter to be read out, and that's with regard to our last new business with regard to the Transit Authority. Alrighty, continued business. Robinson Campos, Isabella's Pizza, 640 Main Street, Hyannis. Map 308, parcel 053. This is with regard to a new sign. Is there somebody here for that? Yes?
I believe it. Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, sorry. Let me repeat that. Robinson Campos, Isabella's Pizza. Are you here for that?
No, not that one. Sorry.
So, as chair, I'm going to put that down towards the end of the continued business, if that's all right. We'll just see where that is. We didn't hear from them about not coming in, right?
It's the second week, yeah.
Well, let's wait and see if they show up. They're not too late.
Okay.
Okay, the next one, also continued business. Zachary Massey, CIH Holdings LLC, 420 Main Street, Hyannis, map 309, parcel 218, with regard to renovations. Thank you. Welcome. If I could ask you to please sign in, and before you start speaking, please state your name. Remind everybody we no longer have the microphones, but the ether kind of picks it up. It's microphones throughout. And just to point out that this being a continuation, that we have, who was it, Mullinder? Tom. Okay, so Tom has Mullinder on this. Thank you, Tom, for doing that. Was anyone else not here for that?
Just Tom.
Just Tom. Okay, so we can have it tonight. All righty. Welcome back. You get that out of your way.
My name is Zachary Massey with CIH Holdings, and we are applying for some renovations on 420 Main Street, specifically the facade in the front as phase one.
Okay.
We were asked for architectural drawings in the last meeting so that you have something to approve. It seemed like there wasn't any standing issues with the proposal that we gave.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping we have enough information here to move forward. Not, be happy to know what else is required.
All right, so you want to tell us about the additional information, please?
Yep, we have the stamped architectural drawings with elevations, and there's some notes on there giving some specifics to what types of materials are used. I've included some spec sheets of the trim material that we're hoping to use. It's a boral, so it's a composite material. It's not plastic, but it's not wood. It's a composite. And then there was a question about what kind of signs. We typically use sign board. It's like a lighter foam board with a spec sheet in there for that. It'll be a hand-carved sign, but the material is it's like a foam. It looks pretty much identical to wood, but it's a lot lighter. Lights, there's an example of the light we're anticipating using. Sign light, stone, that's the specifics. There's not really a spec sheet for it because it's a natural stone. It's not man-made, so usually I just included some pictures of examples of that stone that we've used in other places, and we're anticipating using the same stone here. We get it from Plymouth Quarries up in Hanover, or Hingham or something. And then I brought a couple physical samples of the colors. They're in there as in the spec sheet. It's a little bit of a rough paint job, but you get the idea of the color. And this is actually the boral material that we would use for the trim. This is the siding, but it's...
Those are the same colors that we use in Plymouth?
Yes. Yeah, these are the colors from Plymouth.
I do like that color.
You mind passing around?
Please. Usually doesn't have that much of a sheen. The paint, I think, was old because it's from when we did Plymouth, so... We usually use a satin finish. And then I have a sample of just again, a remnant from the storefront in Plymouth. Yep. This is the
That
wood.
actually looks darker here. Could just
And
be
this,
the lighting.
yeah, it's the lighting.
Oh, okay.
There's a secondary color in there. It's a lighter brown as an accent. I don't think we'll need that here because there's not going to be as much trim, but if we do, we could let you know. We're using white oak for the storefronts, the doors, and the windows, and it just has like a light stain and a kind of a matte finish on it.
This would be a matte finish.
I usually use satin on the paint, so it's got a very slight sheen, but not much at all. It doesn't catch your eye. It's just a little bit harder than matte.
And this is going to be a restaurant and store?
Yes,
Just like that.
restaurant and market store next to it.
The market's on the right side.
And removing the cupola?
Removing the cupola, yes.
Just center it?
Just center it over that gable that we're adding.
And is that going to be a new roof also?
I anticipate the shingles needing to be replaced. We were gonna add, if you look on the plan, it shows it, but right at the bottom, we were gonna add a standing seam, like ice shield section, about 2 or 3 feet up, just to give it some detail, and then underneath that is the copper roof. But we're still planning on leaving it asphalt shingles, the main section of the roof.
So the copper, and the squares right there.
The square, right at the bottom of the roof, like the upper section of squares, is yeah, their marking is a little bit off. That section is actually just like a bronze standing seam. Right at the bottom, it's the same slope as the asphalt roof. It ends with a little section of standing seam. The copper roof, and there's the pictures are in the I don't know if you have the old pictures from the first application where you.
I put them all in the packet.
Yeah, so there's an example of the copper roof, and that's actually below the main roof.
Okay.
Kind of like a curved awning
Like
type
there?
roof. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So that's the copper, so the asphalt will remain on the roof.
Yes. Copper is added on to the front, kind of comes over the sidewalk, and it's right below the bottom of the roof, main roof. On the side elevation, you can see it clearly.
Yeah. That's it.
So this is encapsulated everywhere from one end of the yellow deli, formerly, to the other end of what was done as common ground.
Yes.
Okay, so just turning to the spec of what that will look like now. We have changes in the windows, we have a new front that's proposed, as well as, what's that material on top that will be white below the cupola? Right here. That's gonna be granite, right?
In the gable?
The
Flat
gable,
wall,
yes.
yep. So that's just a flat wall, gable wall. That'll be cedar shakes, and we'll probably paint them the yellow. That was the plan, to paint those the yellow. You really don't have that much siding. When you're all said and done, you have that section, and then on the main entrance, you have a little bit above the door and to the side of the windows.
And will that newly renovated central section expand at all? Or will it
It'll be
flat?
recessed into the building
Okay.
a little bit,
And
give
to
it some
the-
dimension.
To the left of that, will the windows from the yellow deli remain?
The ones that are currently there?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
that's all just, if you look at the pictures, it's just aluminum,
That's all gonna be replaced, yeah.
Okay.
and like it's actually all busted out, all the glass and everything, there's no salvaging any of it.
So I have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
The cupola, when you're moving it, you're using the same kind of materials, just replicating what it looks like now, and just moving it to the right to center it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And then signage. The yellow deli and the community foods, are those going to be on the actual building with brackets or something like that, with lights on it, or no?
they show them on the drawings here attached to the roof.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if that's the best thing. I anticipate wanting to do some kind of a blade sign eventually, a smaller one. I was just gonna leave that for a separate application,
Okay,
specifically for the signage once we're ready.
okay.
It's a little bit hard, for me at least, to visualize it until we get the, kind of the face of the building in place.
So basically, I'm just gonna ignore those signs, because you'll come later on with what you wanna do.
Sure.
The sign form or sign foam, whatever it's called, how durable is that? Because when I think foam, I think kind of light.
It's pretty much standard procedure now.
Is it really?
People have moved away from wood. They carve it the same way as wood. It's a very dense foam,
Okay.
but it's pretty much, most sign makers are using that instead of wood.
And are you gonna hang that from brackets coming out of the shingled area? Is that where that main sign is gonna be? Is it gonna be put on the building? Do you know?
Again, I think it depends on what it looks like once we're there and how
Gotcha.
far out that gable is and if there's room for a blade sign or if we're just gonna, I can't really
Okay.
say.
So at this point, we were talking about if we approve or whatever the case would be, signs won't be part of the approval. That'll have to be done separately on its own.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yep, you'll have to be separate.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some examples of that foam signage.
They look good. They look
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it look like carved,
Pass those on to ones around as well.
which is a good
Like the wood.
Oh, yeah,
alternative,
this
yeah.
one.
And that little one.
Yep.
The sconces look good. Those are good old-fashioned looking sconces. And again, once we deal with signs, we'll talk about the other hook lights that
Yeah.
will light those signs up.
Sure.
But the sconces, the lighting is very nice.
Yeah.
And usually, we do not like to mess around with brick, especially if it's original brick.
Yep.
My personal opinion, I think the stone actually is gonna look more classy. I think that's gonna look better, to be honest. So that's my opinion, if we all have our own vote on it, but, so I don't mind covering up that brick with stone, because I think it's gonna look substantial. It'll look good.
Anyone else with any comments or questions? We will come back for deliberation after I've opened it up for public comment. But any other questions on, or for clarification on the presentation?
The stone that you're using, is it natural stone veneer? Is
It's actually just a natural stone,
period.
period, and we usually, our masons will just, it's a lot of work, but they cut it all and the proper depth and everything.
And it comes from Plymouth Quarries, is that true?
Nice.
Local stone.
I think
Yeah.
that's great.
It does.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Cory, I have read your report on it. If I could ask you to comment, particularly with regard to the wood, the foam versus wood and the boral versus wood, and also the colors. Just basically clarify for those listening.
The boral obviously is a composite, and I don't think you've, since I've been here, have approved that material, but it is a material that's been approved in other historic districts across the Commonwealth. So I don't see any issue with it. Obviously, it's up to the discretion of the commission for the approval of boral. And I believe you approved foam signage before. So I don't see an issue with that as well.
And the color, I think is close enough to our colors, but that's my own personal opinion. I have it from here somewhere. Here it is.
It's a little off, but I think
It's a little off, but then
it looks
I
good.
find, that's a little bright, so,
Yeah, we did.
and it is at our discretion, so
Correct, yes.
I just wanted to point that out. So that and also, even though we've read your report, I just wanted for the record for that to go on. Anything else that you wanted to add?
No, as mentioned, the staff recommendations that if you wanted to obviously submit separate application for the signage at a later date when everything's finalized.
Sure.
Okay. So,
I think the paint would not be shiny, it would be more of a, like you said, a matte.
you said a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if nobody has any objections, I'm going to open it up for public comment. Is there anyone here to comment on this application? I'll leave public comment open until such time as we go to motions. Please, somebody remind me to close public comment just in case I forget whenever we go for the motions. How do we feel about it?
I think it looks great. You know, I love your operation in Plymouth. I think it's just gonna be a tremendous plus for Main Street.
It's gonna take a very eyesore kind of area and really class it up and make it look good. So, yeah, I think, I agree. I think it's fantastic.
I can hardly wait till that lot of the ring facade is gone. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Really.
Not that it matters, this sounds really weird, but the old triangle is yellow, right? I wonder if that's gonna clash with the yellow we're gonna have here on this building.
Painted it, it's not yellow anymore.
Oh, it's not yellow? It's dark now?
I think it's green.
Is it green? Okay, beautiful.
I think, I know it said it was yellow in the picture, but I think they
It's
painted
an
it
old
green.
picture.
Gotcha, okay, perfect.
All righty.
Green and gold.
You can probably read the room. All right, so I am going, with no objections or nothing further to say, I am going to close public comment. And I am going to ask one of the commissioners to please make a motion on the findings. Can I ask that you please also include in your motion that with regard to signage, that will come back to us at a later date once after you've decided what it is that you particularly want to do with that. Is that?
Yeah,
that's
good.
That's the way I understood it. Anyone want to take it?
Sure, I'll take it. I move that the commission find this application to be compatible with the preservation and protection of the district on, don't help me now, 420 Main Street in Hyannis.
Second.
Seconded. And everybody can vote, and we have one that's mullined in. So, Commissioner Crowley.
Aye.
Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty.
Aye.
Commissioner Cronin?
Did we have to say that the signage is gonna be separate?
Oh, did you not put the signage in?
I was gonna put that under appropriateness, but we can do it for this if
I'll
you
do it
want to.
with both. Are you
For
okay to add
both,
that? Yeah.
Because they both have to be approved.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
start again. I move that the commission find this application to be compatible with the preservation and protection of the district at 420 Main Street in Hyannis. The proposal is, as submitted, is good, except for a couple of things. We want to make sure there's matte finish on the paint, and we want to make sure that any signs that need to be put up will have to come with a separate application for those signs.
And I'll second it again.
He still likes it. Commissioner Cronin?
Aye.
Commissioner Watson?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty?
Aye.
Commissioner Cronin?
Aye.
I also say aye. Would a commissioner like to make a motion on the certificate of appropriateness as per the
Since I screwed it up the first time, what the heck, I'll go again. I move to issue a certificate of appropriateness for the application at 420 Main Street in Hyannis, as described in the submitted materials, with the additives of making sure that the paint has a matte finish on the building, and that any signs that need to be placed on the building, you have to come back with a separate application for those signs.
Second.
Second, but he beat you to it this time, Tom.
I thought it was a satin finish on the paint.
Yeah, you said this was gonna be, you did say it was gonna be a matte. There was a satin that
I
was
thought
on
you
there.
said satin.
You did say sometime, I thought that was the
I
brown
said
one.
I usually use a satin. This is a lot more glossy than the satin.
Oh, I thought you said that was the satin.
No,
That's what they were feeling, I thought it was. So is it gonna be duller than that, or is it going?
much duller than that.
Much duller than that.
Yeah,
It's not
because,
gonna be flat, it's gonna be satin.
okay.
It is a nice, it's a beautiful finish.
So it is gonna be satin, okay.
Yeah, this is just not representative of it, it's gonna shine on, because he said it's older paint, but you want to just give us a.
Oh, okay.
So you messed
Everybody
that up.
okay?
Change it up, it's not my fault, change it all to satin. Change it all to satin.
All the satin.
Rewind the tape.
Okay. Change it all to satin. Everybody good with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Yes.
Trying to think of where we were. That wasn't seconded, was it?
Yeah, but.
Oh, by Neil, that's right, okay. Commissioner Carlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Watson?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty? Commissioner Cronin?
Aye.
I also say aye, congratulations. I personally think it's a fabulous project, and I like what you're doing with it. And I ditto that I think it's gonna be a huge addition to the town. Thank you for
Terrific.
doing that.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
good stuff.
We'll see how quick we can get through building. Get going on it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
good luck.
Looking forward to it.
You want me to take those samples with
Oh,
me?
yes, oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry, we should.
Oh, the other ones?
set this
Oh,
around.
there they are, there
Yeah.
they are.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you, good luck.
Nicely done. Okey dokey. Come on, fingers. Alrighty. Next on the list, 473 Main Street, Partners LLC, 473 Main Street, Hyannis, map 308, parcel 084, with regard to signage. Is there somebody here for that? Can you please come up, if you could sign in, state your name when you, in the beginning. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for telling us a little bit about your project, and if you could state your name for the record, please.
Yep, my name is Andrew Giuliano. I'm representing Signverse, from sign company out of Stoneham. I'm just here representing the Flats on Main signage, that is existing sign. We do work for a client who does different property renovations and stuff like that. I'm sure that the board is aware of the project going in there. Again, we're just representing the signage, but the sign exists, and they're just looking to have it refaced with their logo. So pretty basic, not as exciting as a building renovation, but hopefully make it look as good as we can. Their colors were slightly altered with we were provided like a palette of the Historic Commission, so we picked two films, 3M films that are representative of the two colors we picked off that palette. And yeah, that's it. Basically, we're just refacing it, so no alterations to the existing sign other than painting it the same color, making it look as if it were new. But for the client, it's a cost-effective way to make the existing sign look good. And that's about it.
The material on there's two things that you've got going on. You've got the, where it says one open year round, that's gonna be that blue flats on Main, and email addresses and phone numbers are not allowed in the historic, correct?
I believe, I could be, the first sketch we did had the company name on it, and I believe we were told that we just need to remove the company name, that these two could remain, but I'm not exactly, again, I'm not sure,
Yeah,
so.
we don't put, you don't put email addresses on there or telephone numbers. And then what I'm concerned with though is, I know that that sign at the bottom is lit up, backlit right now.
Correct, both are, yeah.
But is the top, what is the top one made up of right now?
Same exact thing, it's a 3/16 polycarbonate face, so it's just a translucent face as well. I actually just happened to see it as I was riding by, so both sections do light the same. The whole cabinet's filled LEDs. The top is just a white polycarbonate where the bottom has a full cover of translucent film.
And those colors are within the palette.
The ones that we chose, yes. And we have two options. We chose the closest we could find. We also, and I wanted to ask everyone tonight, we can also have the option of printing it more exactly. My only reservation with that is sometimes the translucent films are a little bit more vibrant. Not vibrant in terms of bright, but the color is a little cleaner looking rather than a print. So I would recommend doing these two colors because does that make sense? Like they're factory 3M films, whereas a print you can kind of lose some of that sharpness of the color, if that makes sense.
I was actually looking at our colors. The blue is very similar to the blue that we have here. And the Nantucket red is very close to that.
Burnt orange.
Burnt orange. But it is more orange,
Yeah.
but it's close.
So we do have the option to print the colors that are presented more exactly.
Okay. And bear in mind, this is on matte paper. It's in the
Yeah, for sure.
So it's, you know.
It just doesn't look like it.
Pardon?
The way that it would be lit up on Main Street doesn't look like it. Just looks different. It doesn't look like a historic.
Yeah, when you look at, the Hyannis Inn sign, it's historic. Flats on Main, apartments and suites. I don't like the colors. I think the colors are too, doesn't fit the historic history.
Okay. Yeah, it was tough because we're dealing with the provided
I
logo.
don't think it's very business-like,
Yeah.
not inviting, not, I don't know, I just find it very cold.
I mean, maybe you could take the font of the Hyannis and replicate that.
Yeah, I'm totally open to that. This was one of the situations where we're dealing with the clients sending us their logo. We want this logo on the sign, but I told them there's a very good chance where the aesthetic of your logo is not, that's why they have these meetings, so we can certainly alter the
Yeah, I really,
aesthetic of it.
like Cornelia said, I think if you followed the Hyannis Inn lettering,
Like more of a serif, old school,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, font. Yeah.
and the colors, so.
If I could ask a question from staff, Corey, maybe you can help me with this. So this sign is currently illuminated, and they just want to replace the panels themselves, not the sign or anything.
That's correct. They
So-
need to reface it.
Right, so our regulations and, say that no illuminated signs. So if they change this sign, does it get grandfathered in and it can stay illuminated? Or would we have to say, if you're gonna change the sign, the illumination has to go?
It's our discretion.
It's your discretion. I
Okay.
mean, you've approved, like Paleo Pizza was internally
Yeah.
illuminated. You
Yeah.
approved a new sign for them. So
Okay.
it's up to
It's
your
totally up to us,
discretion.
okay.
If you read your guidelines, it's not allowed, but
Right, That's why I'm
if
asking.
they're replacing an existing sign, but using the same structure or format, then I think you have the discretion to be a little more lenient.
just grandfathered it in, okay.
And also, I want to bring to the point that we recently had an application for trim, without naming the applicant, where we had the blue, and we said that the blue is very much like this blue here. and I'm just kind of folding it and putting it on, and it's almost, and we did approve that, and it's basically identical to that. So,
And if I
the
could,
orange is more orange, I must
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
like this.
I thought, I could be wrong because our designer did the sketch, but I thought there was a larger palette that we were emailed, so that's where I think we pulled that from. But if this is, I'll make sure that we can print, because it's provided PMS colors, we can print those identical, provided that we alter the design.
In all fairness, we used to have, 5 times more colors on a previous palette, but the new design guidelines,
Okay.
where we have improved them, have we,
All right, I think the one
Whittled
that we
them
were
down
sent a couple weeks
substantially.
ago was, it was a lot of colors, so maybe it was just a miscue there, but we can certainly go off that.
I'm okay with the blue because it's consistent, I think, with what we've already approved elsewhere, but the orange, I do agree, it's more orange than red, but, that's my personal opinion. I'm one voice, one vote, but that's an opinion. But how do the others feel?
well, can I ask about that smaller blue sign on the bottom?
Yep.
To me, and I don't have very good eyesight, but to me, I think the dark blue with the orange on the top, that's really hard to see. I know we're not gonna, we can't have the website and the phone number, so that's gonna have to be totally redesigned.
Yep.
But just, in my opinion, if you're gonna do a dark blue, I would keep the white, because I think the orange is really kinda hard to see on the blue.
Sure.
That's just me.
No, that's, I would say that, true.
Wasn't that Howard Johnson?
And maybe if you're not going to, why not just stay with the white, yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, this is, not to repeat myself, it's one of those situations where you're dealing with the customer telling you what they want, and I'm telling them going into this meeting that you're gonna have some pretty radical changes, so I don't think they'll be against any of that.
I understand that, the fact that, hey, we have a logo and we want our logo on the sign. I get it, I can understand that. Maybe there's a way to adjust their logo a little bit, on their own, and
Sure.
kind of match it to what we're trying to do. And again, it's not, it's just a little new age.
Yeah,
Especially,
yeah.
in that sign itself, the sign is an old looking sign, and that's just a very new age font
Yeah.
to put in that sign.
Yeah.
That's,
They even, can we remove some of the fancy things that I said, stop right there. It's,
oh no, I think the
Stay
sign
there.
is classic.
Yeah, I agree.
And I
with
think
that.
you're on to something there. Might be the font might help.
Yeah, it's just a very new age kind of font, a very slick,
yeah.
and that sign is not slick.
Yeah, and it doesn't go with the molding of the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
colonial molding.
And by the way, are you painting the sign itself as well, just to make sure it's got a fresh coat of white paint on it?
We are gonna do that. yes.
Awesome.
But I will explain to them that, again, regardless of their logo, if they want a sign here, the aesthetic of it has to match
Yeah,
the ornateness of the existing signs.
Yeah, especially of the sign itself, like the sign is very old fashioned.
Yeah.
And we've done that before, where people have got logos or something like that, and you see it in other historic, districts where, that's a McDonald's, but you wouldn't even know it's
Yeah,
McDonald's, but they have a
exactly.
classic McDonald's or whatever.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
whatever they can do, make that a classic flats on Main
Yeah, yeah.
apartments and suites.
We've already got a couple renderings ready to go with that, because we all had a feeling that this was, which is fine. Again, we've done enough that we realize that.
There's a sign on that bottom part right now for Willie's, Wicked Willie's. Is
Notice that it's like,
that gonna stay there? Or,
Put it
well,
on there?
well, I was gonna ask actually,
That hasn't been approved.
That wasn't approved.
so that's why I'm asking you right now, if we say no, which we will have to say no to that sign,
yeah.
is the Wicked Willie sign gonna stay there? Because it's this applicant's sign. So I'm just wondering if that's
Well,
going to stay.
I don't know anything about that sign because this applicant, well, this client, I should say, is a like a developer, as in terms of like, this is my first time being, I happened to see the sign as I drove by. I don't even know if it's the same address, but I don't know if it's the same company. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, he's a leasee.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know who that is, or it sounds like they
So
didn't
how
get a
did they
permit.
get that
but-
sign up there?
You just put it up there.
You
Late
just
at
put it
night.
up there.
Yeah,
I think, me and Karen are gonna check what was
Yeah.
submitted. I think the signage was approved for the bar.
The bar
Yes,
itself, yes.
yes.
But
Sure
not
if it
the
was a
light,
sign.
no.
Not the leaded
Not
sign.
the light.
That was a
Neither
surprise.
the sloth, and the sloth wasn't either.
if I remember correctly, we actually said any additional signs
Had to
would
come
come
before.
back.
And as I was driving today and saw the sign, I thought, well, how unfortunate, that's a loss of money because they're gonna put a new sign there anyway. But,
Yeah, I didn't know if is that business leaving, or is that just they happen to put
no,
a
they
sign?
just, they're there. They were there
Yeah,
since
okay.
last year.
Now, do they have rights to that section of the sign, or they just
I
threw it
think
in
what,
and-
I think what we need to
You might wanna
do
check the
is,
client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my suspicion is what we're going to, we like very much what you're doing and what your client's doing. But with the comments that we've made.
Yeah.
But my anticipation here, and again, I'm one voice, one vote, is that we'll continue it to give you a
Yes.
chance to
Yes.
address
Sure.
this. But I would also want in that motion that, because obviously you knew nothing about it either, and you were just driving by today to find out about that,
Yeah.
is that would need to be clarified with regard to that, because that's a different company, a different entity, aside from the people that you represent.
Correct.
So I don't think they have, they didn't get an approval from us.
The existing,
For
barn.
that for that particular part, but it could be it's in the process, we don't know, but that would need to be clarified.
yeah.
But I'm assuming your client owns the sign, correct?
Yeah, that's why I
All
was
signs on it,
confused to
they
see
own that
that
sign. Okay.
sign there.
But
so.
this client has come to us for many, with Willie's Tiki Bar. It's the same thing, 473 Main
Yes.
Street Partners. So
Yes.
it's the same LLC, it's the same owner. And
Right,
they
but
come with that.
he's a renter, so to speak, in their
That's
building.
correct.
So that's what I mean, so they own that sign.
But the owner needs to be responsible at
Yes,
the end of
yeah.
the day for what's on that property
Yeah.
and
But
get approved.
in all fairness, he wasn't aware of it until just
I'm
now.
not
so
saying him, I'm
yeah.
saying
I know, and
the owner of the
everything.
building.
The
So
owner of the building
we-
needs to take
yeah.
control. of
that's why I said it'll be a
what's going
condition
on.
to verify the situation. on
So
it.
assuming that the sign thing is worked out, and, we're not particularly fond of the information that's on the blue
Mhm.
part of the sign, what would they prefer be there?
Great question. I was actually
That
going
is a
to
great
ask. It sounds like, again, it's apartment and suites. So what I was thinking is moving that apartment and suites line to the bottom and just using the top as more of like a larger scale, ornate version of Flats on Main or something like that.
And
So-
maybe address the font.
Yeah, definitely.
Me personally, I don't want to tell them what to put on their sign. That's up to them. I mean, you'll have to take it back to them with
Yeah.
our thoughts, and then they'll come up with another thing. I don't want to tell them what to do.
No,
No,
right.
I
I
don't
just
wanna
want to
tell
make
them
sure
what to
that
do
it fits.
No, they're going to be
character.
looking to us for,
Yeah,
what do you,
that's
what do
your
they
thing.
say?
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think? So
You're the expert there.
we'll give it.
I like the
The
idea
beauty
moving
of
down
what did they
apartments
say
and
is they can
suites
always
down
go
to the bottom.
onto the town site and they
Opening
can
around.
watch the video.
Opening
Oh, there you
around
go.
would be helpful.
Take popcorn. So, okay, so everyone okay for me to open it up to public comment?
Sure.
Okay, opening it up to public comment. Is there anyone here to comment on this particular application? If not, I'm going to leave it open until we go to a motion on this. So we've already expressed a number of things. Some of the things that came out is the font, some of the colors, taking the phone number off.
And website,
Pardon?
phone number and website.
And website. And also to clarify the additional part of it that's just been added to the sign that you were not aware of.
Sure.
To find out what's going on there. And, because I don't believe that would be yourselves actually applying for that. It
No.
would be people
Yeah.
that put that up.
The company that I'm representing is Sawyer Realty, which I believe it's, I get confused myself. They represent a client who buys the property, but we do the sign for them. So it's kind of a layered situation there. But I only know with the client that I deal with, so
Okay. So,
I'll have them look into that.
okay. And as you said, you can't know about it either, so.
I think we should make I'd like to make a motion that we continue this to the next available space.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Okay, everybody.
Seconded it?
That was Tom.
Okay.
Laura had her hand up as well, second. So. Okay, everybody can vote on this. Mr. Crowley, Commissioner Watson, Commissioner Matthews,
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty,
Aye.
Commissioner Cronin.
Aye.
I also say aye. Thank you for bearing with us.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a very nice application. It's just,
It won't come. So basically my homework, for lack of a better term, is a new rendering with all the aesthetic changes we talked about, resubmit it, and then be on another meeting in the future.
when is the next?
I was just gonna ask you that.
Oh, we've got it right here. Sorry.
March 18th and April 1st.
March 18th and April 1st.
And we have space on both of those?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's whichever one you feel that you can, but he has to have it in
Yeah, that's my next question.
No, I already did a butter, so you
So we're
should
good.
probably get it in at least like 5 or 6 days.
Few days,
before.
okay.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
And if you have any questions, contact, Karen, Corey, they're
Send me an
wonderful.
email.
Sure. Yeah, I was wondering if we come up with some, well, I guess that's kind of the point of the meeting, but I was wondering if I came up with something that I believe would pass, is there a way to kind of send it here roughly to make sure, not that it's a waste of a trip, but you know what I'm trying to say?
You can
So
send it.
you can send it to staff
Yeah.
and Corey and I.
Just to
will
kind of
look
say,
at it.
okay, this is worth looking at, you know?
I don't see any reason why I can't send it to staff and say, is there anything you forgot to address here that we
Yeah, that's
mentioned?
true, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it
Is
for
that
the
okay
18th.
with that?
Yeah, that's
Is that
fine.
okay, March
Yeah.
18th?
And who to send it to, I'm sorry?
You
You can send it to
Okay.
us, yeah, you and Corey.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
Okay, so. You really did a great job, Corey, on putting this together. I like it. Thank you.
Much better than covered.
I'm glad
Come on.
I'm glad you're reading it.
It's a great cheat sheet.
You never got this from Comfort. Now something this nice. I mean, I'm kidding, Jim.
He's listening.
I know, he's watching.
Please don't upset Jim.
We laugh.
It's probably not watching.
Don't make Daddy mad.
Yeah. Although I did miss the website and phone. That's not in the staff, I missed that part.
Well, you know why? It was, before it was suggested, now it's prohibited, because I did too. And then I looked on the guidelines, I'm like, oh, it's now prohibited.
Okay, next up, Barnstable Housing Authority, 500 Old Colony Road, Hyannis, map 326, parcel 027. Hi.
Hi.
If I could ask you to please sign in and then state your name when you're ready. Thank you for waiting for earlier ones.
Hi, my name is Lori Fenton. I'm the director at Barnstable Housing Authority, and I am here tonight to request permission to change the siding on the outside of our very large building from old original from the 80s wood siding, and I would like to re-side it, same color, but with vinyl, so it will last longer, it will hold up, and I won't have to go out to bid to have it painted every 5 years.
Is that what you do? So that from the 80s, that's been every 5 years you have to give it a paint job?
Pretty much,
Well, you're right near the water there, so that's understandable.
yeah.
But vinyl siding is not approved.
Well, we can if we want to.
Yeah, it's discretionary.
The size of that building is pretty significant.
It is, but that's not my dime.
What's that?
They're paying for it.
Yeah, I did look at vinyl versus composite siding, and I did a quick cost study, and vinyl siding is between $3.50 and $6 a square foot, whereas composite is usually between $4 and $8, so it could be twice as much. I am guessing that it's going to take me at least 2 cycles of capital funding to do the entire building with vinyl. If I have to do it with composite, it would take 4 cycles of capital funding. Or I could go to an outside source and request some grant money to assist us.
Is there any sample of this?
She has come
Right.
prepared.
Right here, and here, give me a sec. And I figured the colors to match what we have now, and I believe it's on your list also. would be either like Wedgwood blue or the flagstone. And if there were any trim that needs replacement, and I'm sure there will be, that would be the colonial white, just as it is now.
Is it vinyl right now?
No,
What is it?
it's probably cedar.
Thanks, Tom.
And if you were to replace it with cedar, the same material?
Didn't even price that,
My house.
Very
because I would be maintaining it for probably, I can tell you, the last time we had it painted, maybe 5, maybe 6 years ago, was over $65,000 to have it painted.
Conrad?
Yes, we're a quasi-municipal agency. We receive funding from the federal government and from the state government.
And what is the property utilized for?
There's 68 senior, young disabled, one-bedroom apartments in that one building. And it houses our offices also. It was built in 1981. We've got a new roof on it. We had that done a couple years ago. I did write a grant, and we are going to be receiving funding to replace all the windows, like for like. So the next to protect the envelope would be the siding.
Neil, would you mind passing?
Oh, sorry.
It's such a huge building on something like that.
Right.
It is.
Historic. On the waterfront as well.
I don't know the square footage of the outside, but I recently had the insides, the hallways painted, and the ceilings in the hallways, common areas. There's 18,000 square feet of hallways in that building, hallways and ceilings.
Can you explain to me again where the funding comes from to do this?
In this one particular building, this is my only federal building. So every year we get an allotment. It's usually between $180,000 and $220,000 from the federal government, from HUD. That's our capital fund program. And out of that allotment, we have to take care of if we need a new boiler, or, for example, the windows might have come out of that, but again, we got a grant for that. We did the roof, and I always have a 5-year capital plan, a rolling plan. So depending upon, we need some driveway work also. But I may defer that if I can get the outside done. We replaced all the carpeting in the hallways, and we painted, and we've got alarm systems over there.
And all of that comes out of that 180 to 200?
Yes, yeah.
Can you tell me how much it cost to paint the building last time you did it 5 years ago? 6
I
years
think it was about $65,000. And that was low bid.
That's a good price.
Over 5 years, so.
It definitely needs to be painted. And between the salt and the wind,
So you're gonna put the new siding on and paint it all?
the new siding, if approved,
It's already-
would either
it's already
be,
done.
yeah, the colors goes all the way through also.
And you said it was, you're proposing either the midnight blue or the Wedgwood blue, did I get that?
It looks
right?
like Wedgwood blue.
Wedgwood blue or flagstone,
Oh, flagstone, sorry, I got that wrong.
whatever,
Flagstone.
yeah, one of those two, whatever
How's
matches
it
the
look?
best.
Any much different?
That looks just like my house. I know that siding. It's very much matte like that. There's no shininess, there's no, glossiness to it. It's just like that.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that in.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's kind of set back, so would you agree that you don't really notice.
That's what I'm thinking, you
Yeah,
know,
and
I
there's a
think
lot
you'll
of
probably see a
trees.
little more grain up
Yeah.
close. I
Yeah.
don't think you'd see it from the road.
It's pretty much out there. I mean, it's not like it's hidden, okay?
Oh, it's a big footprint.
Big footprint, right on the waterfront.
I pass it every day,
you know,
I see it.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't know, I just think that having that,
Did you want to see this?
no, I saw it.
Okay.
Are we at our opinions time, like
Yeah,
discussion
well,
time?
right now, we're asking for clarification.
Okay.
We haven't gone to the opinions yet.
Okay.
So we've got any other clarification on the presentation? Nope. Okay, in that case, I'm sorry.
I'd just like to see a composite compared to that,
Okay.
you know,
Let's wait for the deliberation on that.
yeah.
I'm going to open it up to public comment. Is there anyone here for public comment? Nope. Somebody remind me to close the public comment when we go to motions. Okay, now, how do we feel? You'd like to see a composite of it?
Have you priced out composite by any chance?
She did,
No.
yeah.
I took, my figures, I took them from a website that gave enough, from 26.
And what was that composite made?
Composite was between
$4 and $8.
$4 and $8 a square foot, and vinyl was between $3.50 and $6.
All right, so you didn't like tabulate it out, like calculate it out to like this and that? Okay. So it's about double to do composite as opposed to vinyl?
Yes,
Not double,
it could be.
$3.50 to $4, and, yeah, it's $2. It's not doubling.
You said, what did you say for the composite? I'm sorry, maybe I wrote that down wrong.
$3.50 to
They
$6.
gave a range for composite between $4 and $8.
4 and 8, and then the other one's 2 to,
$3.50 to $6.
$3.50 to
Okay.
$6, so it could be as much as
Yeah.
double.
I'd like to see a composite,
Okay.
and could we get firm prices on that?
yeah.
You know, just so
Sure.
we're not in a
Sure.
roadblock situation.
Right, I can do that, I would, yes, I could do that, I can't have a very firm price because this has to go out to bid, but I can have a better idea.
Like just an estimate of how much it would be.
Yeah.
Sure,
And also, it could change whenever it gets done as well with the way prices are all. Okay, so you got an estimate. which-
You should maybe get an estimate from
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah, an estimate, yeah.
Here's my position at this right now. Since that building's right on the water, right against the bay, lots of salt, lots of sand, lots of wind. And I know how much it costs to do, and eventually it's coming out of pockets of us somehow, some way. I'm not against going against these regulations and making it vinyl. That's my opinion. However, I will agree with my fellow commissioners that I would like to see a little bit more of a hard cost of composite as opposed to vinyl. And also, if you were to do vinyl, obviously it'll last forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. How long would a composite last? I'd like to know that too.
And just to clarify, it's not going against the guidelines, it's because.
No,
it's
but the
discretionary.
guidelines do say that
It's
it's
recommendation.
prohibited. But we could, of course,
I'm not against it, I
Yeah.
want to see it.
No, I know,
And
that's-
I want firm prices.
I think that's a good
And
point.
another good point you brought up is how much does how
Yeah.
long does the composite last compared to the vinyl? The
That would be-
composite might be
Yeah.
longer, so the
Yep.
cost could be, just.
Yeah, a wash, yep.
I think we've also had projects on the waterfront and around here where we've pushed back and had the acceptable materials, you know?
The only thing that-
waterfront, I mean, you've got new hotels and motels on Ocean Street that are gonna get just as much wear and wind and weather.
My only thing on that, Laura, is that those are private companies. This is a public, this is taxpayer funded. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I think to myself, if we could find a way so that the taxpayers don't have to pay as much all the time to go against the regulation, I would be willing to take a look at it. That's all.
okay, fair enough.
Any other things to be clarified obviously we're gonna continue it, I think, I'm only one voice, one vote, but it looks like it'll be continued. Anything else? Corey, did you have anything additional that we missed?
I have nothing to add at this time.
Would we see what the price is if we replaced it with lichen con?
Cedar?
Yeah.
Okay, can you get an estimate on that? I'm sure it would be much more,
Cedar's about $9 a foot.
yeah, I would have guessed more, but. Okay, so, If nobody objects, I'm going to close public comment, and I'm going to make a motion that we continue this.
Second.
You okay with that?
Yes, but could you just add to the continuance, again, we're looking for firmer pricing on vinyl,
Prices,
composite.
yep.
If you want to do cedar, that's fine.
I've
But
got
that's the
those
only
down.
That's the only three things we're looking at there. And also, I'm sorry, how long the vinyl would last, how long the composite would last, how long the cedar would last. Please.
Four things. Okay, so I'm going to make a motion that we continue the Barnstable Housing Authority, 500 Old Colony Road, Hyannis, map 326, parcel 027, with regard to new siding. And when we come back, to please have a composite. If you have not firm prices, but firm estimates that are as close as they can get. And if it's finding out roughly how long it will last, and also if it do a comparison with regard to the cedar, I'm sure that would be slightly more. I don't think I've missed anything there. And we have, the next time is March 18th and then April 1st. Would either of those work for you?
Yes.
You have time to get those? Shall we put you on to March 18th?
Please.
Okay with that? Okay. So is there a second to my motion
I
to
second.
continue? Seconded by Commissioner Matthews, Commissioner Crowley.
Aye.
Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty.
Aye.
Commissioner Cronin.
Aye.
I also say aye. Thank you for bearing
Great.
with us and for
Thank
being so
you.
patient. And for bringing those in.
And thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And what you do for the community.
Yeah.
Because that's a population that is often neglected. And well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, drive carefully out there. All right. Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, I take it you're here for that?
Did we have an application with that?
They had been here, but this is, no, this is new business, that's right.
The presentation. Oh, just a presentation?
We needed more than one chair up here?
No, I don't think we do.
Okay, all right.
I have a flash drive of it. Share.
Can I ask you to sign in and then state
Yeah,
your
do you
name?
want me to the keyboard? We can bring it down here for you.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Or Corey. Sorry. You think that'd be easier?
Could I ask Laura
I
brings
think
up
the
a good...
flash drive goes right into the monitor. Maybe Rachel might.
Just over on the side.
There's a PowerPoint.
Oh, you know, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Laura brings up a good point. I don't see the application with this. Is there an application with this,
I think it's right on that monitor.
or is it just?
it's just,
Is there an application?
they don't need our. No, it's a
Just
presentation.
no matter what.
I just remembered
Yeah,
that
it's a
from last time.
presentation, yeah.
From last
I don't know
time.
what they're
That's
doing.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yep, that's right.
Isn't that what we
Well-
said at the very beginning?
Yes, I know.
And while we're waiting, Commissioner Matthews, can I ask you to please read the
Oh, really? Okay.
ACOM? This is a correspondence with regard to this. We're just going to read, while they're getting it sorted, we're going to read this.
Can I just read the subject and go from there, or do you want me to read all the tos and froms and all that?
I don't think we need all the appendix and all
Okay.
that stuff.
All right, so this was basically sent to Mr. Jim Cupfer, Director of Planning and Development, Town of Barnstable. A couple of CCs from CCRTA. It's a memo, subject, sawtooth bus bays and canopy project at the Hyannis Transportation Center, historical considerations. Dear Mr. Cupfer, this memorandum is submitted to describe the proposed work to be completed under the subject project, including limits of work and potential impacts and visibility to surrounding properties within the local historic district. It is respectfully requested that the information provided within be accepted as evidence for the project to be waived from further Hyannis Historic District Commission review. The subject project proposes 4 sawtooth bus bays adjacent to Transportation Avenue at the west face of the Hyannis Transportation Center. The bus pull-in and pull-out area will be separated by an at-grade 2-foot concrete median with flex posts maintaining northbound through traffic along Transportation Ave. Space for the proposed bus bays will be taken from the large concrete surfaced area west of the HTC. A nautical aesthetic translucent top canopy structure is proposed, which will span a T shape from the HTC to the bus bays. The canopy will provide cover and shelter to passengers waiting for or being dropped off by local bus transit. Lighting will be mounted to the canopy structure and will replace part of the existing acorn lighting along the east side of the Transportation Ave in front of the HTC only. 6 such acorn-style existing light poles will be removed. Lighting levels will closely match existing. Additionally, the design, proposes significant landscape features to replace much of the existing concrete surface. Native trees and low grasses are proposed for these areas. New concrete surface walkways proposed within work limits. Surface grading and drainage will be similar to existing conditions. Architectural details, including lighting, wayfinding, signage, and materials will be similar with existing context. Additionally, the project proposes a bus-only cut-through from Transportation Avenue to the long-term parking areas to the north. Visual evidence is provided by the following graphics, including as appendices. Appendix A, existing aerial mapping of the project's area. Appendix B, mapping of Massachusetts Historical Commission data surrounding the project area. Appendix C, existing site images along Transportation Avenue immediately adjacent to the site. Appendix D, renderings of proposed project site, finished conditions. Appendix E, 3D renderings of proposed project site, finished conditions. Appendix F, street view image from Center Street at location with most visibility along Transportation Avenue toward project. Appendix G, street view image from Main Street at location with most visibility towards southwest corner of the HTC. The maximum height of the proposed canopy is 18 feet, compared to the HTC building height is approximately 40 feet, a difference of approximately 22 feet. The canopy height is low relative to the HTC building and other buildings in the area. Excuse me. Chapter 4, I'm just kidding. Note the southernmost limit of the proposed work is proximate to the southwest entrance of the HTC building, as shown as attachment F. The project area is not visible from Center Street. Additionally, as shown in attachment G, the project area is not visible from Main Street. Additionally, the proposed lighting is designed to closely match existing lighting levels and will not be visible from areas outside of the HTC area. If in agreement that this evidence is satisfactory and this project is in compliance with historical requirements, please provide a reply of concurrence from the Hyannis Historic District Commission prepared by Jeffrey D. Innocentis, PE from ACOM.
Thank you.
Very good, Kevin, very good.
Thank you. That's all that short
You got a
reading
voice for
got me
radio.
good.
Okay,
Face for it.
Thanks for radio.
well done. Thanks, yeah, thank you. Alrighty, so, please, it's a new application, so.
My name is Jeff Tinacentis. I'm a civil engineer with AECOM and the project manager for this project, Sawtooth Bus Bays and Canopy Project at the Hyannis Transportation Center. I prepared some slides that go into more detail of what was included in the memo. Thank you again for reading that memo. As another quick introduction, the project includes 4 proposed Sawtooth Bus Bays and a cut-through at Transportation Ave. There's a proposed canopy with the nautical aesthetic. It's to be painted white with a translucent top. The canopy itself will be metal. And significant landscape features, landscape improvements are proposed. And the intent of the project is to improve bus operations and provide additional safety to passengers with the canopy cover and make the transportation center generally more welcoming. No proposed changes are to the building exterior or siding or color. And as mentioned, the canopy maximum height is 18 feet, where the transportation center building is approximately 40 feet. I'll now jump into the slides. Most of these were included in the memo. There were a few additional, for some additional detail. First up, we see an aerial. It is an old image, but just to give an idea of where the project is, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the transportation center location. Secondly, another aerial. This one zoomed in a bit more, but it gives an idea of the proximity to Center Street and Main Street. We're approximately from the southern limit of the project at the canopy. And Bus Bays is approximately 405 feet straight line from Center Street, approximately 425 feet main line to Main Street, and that's across the parking at the railroad building. Next up, a series of existing site photos. These photos really highlight the abundance of concrete and the existing condition. You can see the site's not exactly welcoming. It's unnecessarily wide. There's a lot of unutilized space. The existing trees that were there at one point, many of them have died, or the ones that do remain are not thriving. an additional photo kind of zoomed out along Transportation Avenue. That's the south corner of the Transportation Center building. And just additional, I think these were the series that were also included in the memo. You can see just the dimensions of the concrete that are present today and just how it's unnecessarily large. It's been referred to as kind of a sea of concrete or a desert of concrete, so not exactly welcoming. And I think this view helps identify just the lack of visibility to Main Street or Center Street from the project area. Again, at the south corner of the Transportation Center building, looking towards Main Street, Center Street, there's blockage, there's trees, just obstructions so that you don't have a direct view of the project area. Next up, there's a couple of renderings to share of the proposed site finish conditions. You can see this is a concept rendering of the proposed canopy. You can see the relative dimensions of the new landscape area, the trees to be added, additional lower plantings that you can't exactly see in this image, but just the overall net gain in green space.
Can I ask you a question just about that? Those two blue blocks, what are those? Those buses, supposedly?
Yep, those
All
are.
right.
Yep, so buses pulled into the new bus bays, so that area is where we've cut into the concrete for the new bus bays.
So right now, there's parking, people have, at least have parked there, so that won't be allowed anymore. That you'll have, the buses are the only places, or only vehicles that can stop in that area?
Correct, there'll be a narrow median splitting off Transportation Avenue for a buses only
Okay,
zone.
I see what you mean now, gotcha, okay.
And this image, again, is just a rendering. There is space wide enough for buses to pass those buses.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And just another elevation view of the same area.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah, we really like the nautical aesthetic. Again, the canopy maximum elevation is approximately 18 feet. This isn't the best view direct on relative to the building, but it is much lower than the building, so that cannot be seen from really outside the immediate area. Additional 3D renderings just to give a kind of a more of an overview of the project area and the relative dimensions.
Will the existing spaces with that existing canopy remain to the left?
The parking area, the existing parking.
Well, where you go right now, you have to go out and there's a little canopy you walk under and then you pick up your bus there.
On the left-hand side of the building.
Yes.
On the north side of the building.
Yeah, the north
Yes,
side.
the north
He's
side.
talking about here.
So the awnings so really all the work is to the west face of the building, so the awnings that are there now will be removed for the installation of the new canopy. The north face of the building will remain the same. That will be just outside the project limits. And this is a similar 3D rendering, just zoomed out even farther to get more perspective on where it is, again, relative to the surrounding areas.
I believe that's taken from a Cape Air flight. I think that's.
I must admit, I was curious as to what these are. They're in a lot of the pictures.
It may just be the 3D modeling of a tree. I
Oh, okay.
believe that's what those are. They do sometimes come in with like rocks or boulders.
Are there going to be fewer bus hubs, bus
So
bays?
there will be 4 bus bays. The existing bus bays, kind of around the corner, around the other side of the facility, will remain and will be able to be used. This will just provide more efficient access, a little bit quicker. Can speed up operations. I will point out here that isn't really shown on the other areas. The cut through that's mentioned is over here, and it's just a little cut through of this area to the west parking lot. Potentially that could be a future change in bus route, almost a shortcut, so that the bus doesn't have to go all the way around Transportation Ave. It's potential for rerouting. Here we have another street view from Center Street. Just again, trying to highlight that the project area really is invisible. You can just barely make out kind of around the corner of the south face of the building here. Our project area is really kind of hidden behind these trees, and we tried to pull an image where you kind of have the best visibility to just show that the lack of visibility from Center Street. And here from Main Street, just across the parking area. Again, this is the south corner of the building. The canopy and project is kind of just around to the other face of the building. Additionally, so that's kind of what's proposed in the project at the moment. There are a few things that we'd like to consider, like the committee to consider tonight, as a potential add-on. At one point in design, we had discussed potentially including anchors for aesthetic, and this would be, as you can see in the rendering image, part of a downspout for drainage, almost like a gutter, but the bottom of it would be an anchor for aesthetic, just to go along with the nautical theme. We ended up taking it out of the project as proposed. We considered a whole series of anchors, types and sizes, but did have various thoughts and welcome any input on this.
Where would that be located?
So this is the canopy here, the bus bays are over here. This would be the kind of the back of the walk at the canopies, and the gutter drainage along the back of the canopy. It would run down, these are called rain chains.
Is that somewhere, where would that be in relation to
Looks cool.
So in the back side, the rear side of this kind of canopy roof here.
So we don't actually see it.
How many of those are there? I see that one there, but do they go down the canopy?
Yes, I don't recall the exact number of the downspouts, the rain chains, but we were thinking at the time, maybe not have everyone be an anchor, potentially every other one, or kind of strategically placed.
I actually love that idea.
Those are great.
And the reason I like it is because you have people that are waiting there, and it could almost be a game for can you name the types of anchors? You know, the Danforth, the horseshoe anchor, whatever the anchors are. You can almost have like a little thing, like right here. Do you know this type of anchor?
Okay.
I like the rain chains too, I think.
I like that too.
Yeah, the chain looks good.
Yeah.
Looks like a real anchor off a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Will there be an irrigation system in there to water?
These plantings will all be low maintenance, they won't require an irrigation system. This will actually supplement the direct rainfall, so the drainage will kind of go into the landscape area through the rain chains.
Good idea.
Because the other trees all died.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that makes such a big difference
Oh, yeah.
when you have the shrubs there. I think it looks beautiful. Looks better than the
Very
airport.
nice.
I love the idea of the anchors. Because it also gives kids something to do while they're waiting,
Very transportation-y, very new age. Looks
And
good.
very nautical and very historical as well.
I like it. Looks good.
I like it
So
too.
I think your idea was very interesting of different anchors, because that wasn't something.
I have a
we had-
skipper's license and you have to learn
Okay.
all the different types of anchors. But the thing is, it's a limited one. I can't go to huge ships. But, what they're used for and that kind of thing, but it occupies I'm thinking particularly, not only for interest with the people that live here, but also, and the visitors and whatever, they're coming down and then going back to the airport or wherever they're going up to Boston for the evening. But if you have youngsters, it's
I like that. That's a good idea. Like anchors, historical anchors, how they've been through time, the different anchors
Yeah,
that
a
were
little bit of
made.
history, a little
I like
paragraph on
that.
it.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
Yes, and have one of them, like one of a ship's anchor, a big ship's anchor.
Like that big
My
black anchor
anchor's
there,
like
that's
that.
pretty big. But that's good. That would be like, and it's, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, that was one thing we were considering was the size. We didn't want something too big, too small. So it was kind of a matter when we were looking at it, finding something that was just the right size so that it wouldn't be easy to move if anybody took it upon themselves to try and move it. Or climb.
Mine are little and they're hard to move.
Now I'm gonna like thinking all over the place. Maybe if you did the various acres, you could etch years of them of like
Yeah.
1840, 1870. So that way it shows you the different acres that were popular during those times. I don't know if you can, I just thought that might be fun.
I've got another idea too.
And I like the way that it's gonna irrigate
Yeah.
the plantings and such like that. Hope to do that.
We do have the Witta Museum not far from here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's the only pirate ship ever recovered in the United States, and they have the anchor from that, 1717.
Okay.
Where you can actually hold pieces of gold that were on the ship. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's a great.
It is beautifully done.
Where is this?
The window behind
Which way?
Captain Parker's in Yarmouth, the Winter Museum.
Aquarium.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's great.
If you could
Oh,
get a
make sure to check it
shipyard,
out.
a
Yeah, it's very
shipyard
cool.
to donate
I do miss the big bear up
one
front.
of the large
Was
ships,
it Norman? Was that his name?
anchor, ship's anchor,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
these little ones here. I mean, the one on the right is a large one, but the others can be used, I've used all this. But you could almost have a little play
like
area,
cottages
climbing
and
area with one of the anchors on the side with none of the pointy stuff and that kind of thing.
That's
That
it.
it gets such a huge character for the cave.
As you can tell, we really like the anchor.
Yeah. We do too, yeah, it was, we just, we ended up pulling it out for now, but with consideration to potentially add it on based on some feedback and additional thought, so.
I'm not familiar with the one on the far left though.
That, I'm wondering if that may just be part of the image, and I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but just to gauge size, I think it was supposed to be, just something to gauge size.
Good old fashioned block anchor.
Somebody can't find their anchor, so they take
Yeah,
one of
well, you know,
the
yeah,
oven's
yeah.
cans and put it.
Yeah, some
Early
of them are-
1700 anchors.
The dead
It could be also shown laying down on the side, on its side, so the bottom maybe.
No, it looks beautiful.
That's great. Presentation is wonderful.
And
Yes.
there was one other, so the other item for discussion is the future digital information displays. So these also, so they're shown in the renderings, they're not currently included in this project, but the Transportation Center would like to include 4 of these, 1 for each bus bay, essentially to provide information to users, to riders. They would be digital and changeable. Not necessarily the exact size, shape. They potentially could be kind of an elevated mount, like a foot separation on a short stand, I think, is what we were most recently considering. But under this project, we are proposing the utilities that run to pads at these approximate locations, electricity for power and communications that would go to these locations to then be available if these were to get added in the near future. And the intent is really that these would follow either as an add-on later in the project or to follow shortly after the project construction is completed. And again, to provide that information to users in that form of those changeable digital displays that would allow kind of a flexibility in operations to be able to kind of change, update destinations.
I was going to say, so those are pretty small. Would that be for bus numbers, or would you make them larger, like rectangles, and say what town you're going to, or?
So these would be the larger ones here. These, I think this here is maybe what you're looking at. So
Yep.
those are for just like a bus number,
A bus
bay,
number,
bay,
okay.
bay number.
Yep.
You're talking about these
could-
ones here.
Yes, I'm sorry if I if I wasn't clear. So these
Oh,
larger
gotcha. Okay. I didn't even
rectangular-
notice those. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yep.
The only thing is,
The,
digital imaging is
Yeah.
not allowed.
Makes sense.
It's not allowed in the town.
Well, is it viewable though?
It would only be viewable from kind of where we see here. So from Transportation Ave right along. So this being the bus bays, and then the building is here. So it wouldn't be visible from Main Street or Center Street.
Yeah.
Well, the public way is the transportation center.
Are they neon or just?
Main Street and then.
I think they're changeable colors. I don't think neon specifically, but I think there's kind of an array of colors that would be available.
That would obviously be something that would come back since it's not, you haven't quite decided yet what that's gonna be.
We haven't,
I think-
right, I think we're seeking some input tonight. It's not currently included in the project, but the intent is to, we would like to add the transportation center would like to have them there.
Because like I said, the town of Barnstable has no digital display signage or in the public. If you were indoors,
We do,
Would be
right?
fine.
McDonald's, we've approved that, that's a digital.
Dunkin'
display.
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts,
a
yeah,
digital one?
yeah, it's digital, and it's lit,
There's a digital
we
menu.
approved those.
Again, it's for the transportation center, it's for
Yeah.
buses. No one's gonna see it along the main streets, so I'm fine with that.
And this is a state project.
Yeah.
It's not I believe it would be funded, it's for the transportation center directly. I'm not sure if, exactly the funding source.
I mean, maybe if you were to frame that as something that looked really cool and nautical and not just your typical framing that you see for a digital sign, that would look interesting.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be something, that would be kind of an add-on, but I think that's doable.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I like it. Okay.
Just had one additional image for the information displays. Just so, again, you can see where they are relative to the building.
Really nice, really nice.
Yeah, I like the little garden area in the center there. Possibly with some benches for people to sit or something. Oh, no, because I love benches.
Let me ask a question, hold on. These signs, the digital signs there, is that the back of the sign I'm looking at?
So they are, I think.
Or are they
it's
double-sided?
they can be double-sided.
Okay.
I thought the same thing, and I thought maybe that was granite or a waterfall.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
But
It
when I
was
look at
stone.
it closer, it looks like it's got the town layout.
Yeah, so the
On it.
idea, I think, just on the rendering, we showed a couple of different things. I think the one on the right has bus routing, the one on the left, I believe that's a map.
Yeah, it looks like a map.
Got it.
It's got roads on it. And you will have benches in there.
Yes, so we will have new site furnishings, including new benches, new bike racks, new trash receptacles.
Would you need the digital signs to be viewed from the street? Or if you turn it around like the one on the left seems to be,
Right.
you could just keep it pointed toward the building?
As long as there's no advertising on it, that, you know.
Yeah, just keep it like something
I think
town
you could get away
facade.
from that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's painted towards the inside, not
Right.
the outside.
What about lighting?
So lighting, the majority of the new lighting will be canopy mounted, so on the underside of the canopy, so not shining up. There will be,
I didn't see it on the
somewhat
pictures.
see in here, I believe this is maybe a new light pole here and here, so there will be.
Up to
I'll
the,
try
for the
to-
poles, would be lights.
So the existing poles will be, I'll try and find one of the better images to talk to the lighting. I can maybe describe it. This might be, so the majority of the lighting will be canopy mounted, so on the underside of the canopy here will kind of illuminate this area of the busway. There will additionally be new poles at the face of the path in the landscape area.
Yeah,
To
those
supplement
you can
that lighting, it needed, the canopy lighting wasn't enough to achieve kind of match the existing lighting levels.
LED lights, I'm assuming underneath the canopy?
Right.
I think it looks good.
Very good. I think it does too. I'd probably, well, there's a few things I've marked down. Anyone else have anything else?
No.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I do too. So,
So take a
this
look.
is just a presentation, so it's not an application we're voting on tonight, we're giving our feedback. So, one, if when you come back with an actual application, I would suggest that you also let us know what the benches are to look like, you know. And if you look at our guidelines, there's ideas there that you might be able to use. And the bike racks, I think we actually have pictures of proposed things like, but it's for the town. Also the light poles, what those would look like for lighting. And also, who was it that made the recommendation? I think Kevin, it was you. Frame the signs in something.
I didn't see that, but
Is
sure.
you?
No, I said
Oh, yeah, I'm
Fred,
sorry.
yeah.
It's Neil. So it's
Now,
some of those ideas.
Again, I just want to kind of get this in my head. This isn't an application per se, right? They're
No,
going,
this is just a presentation. They'd come to us before, so it's kind of get a feel for how we,
right.
correct me
So
if I'm wrong.
just suggestions.
What
And
suggestions
he's looking for a
are?
letter from the historic,
Right, they want to,
which is fine. That's just what I think we should do.
The memo requests that it be waived from further Hyannis Historic District
Right.
Commission review.
Right.
Yeah,
And that runs into the same problem we had with the train.
Yeah.
When we had those folks come and talk to us.
yeah, I'm not
Um,
particularly happy
that's-
with that.
It's
but-
still kind of a little up in the air, but, again, I don't know what our jurisdiction is, and if we don't have the authority to vote on something, we shouldn't be voting on things, but it's,
Right.
I'm very appreciative that you're here and
Yes,
listening to
yeah.
us and taking it all into consideration.
Yes, and thank you for bringing us back to that it says where was that was here.
If an agreement.
If it respectfully requested the information provided be accepted as evidence for the project be waived from further Hyannis Historic District Commission review. I think the review would be on an application. This isn't this is my feeling. This isn't an application. This is us praising you for wonderful ideas on this, and we really like it. But we're not voting on that because it hasn't been presented as an application.
Do we have any town guidance from that, Corey, in
Yeah.
terms of?
So it's the opinion of planning development that, CCRTA is a quasi-state agency. And so your review should be discretionary and your comments advisory for the
That's
project.
And what was that last part?
The comment should be advisory for the project.
For the project,
in
and
terms of-
it's exactly how I see it, advisory. For if it comes to us for an application, which it may or may not do.
It wouldn't.
it will not.
It will not go to us.
All we need to do
Yeah.
is say, if in agreement, if this evidence is satisfactory and this project is in compliance with historical requirements, please provide a reply of concurrence from the Hyannis Historic District Commission. I think that's all we need to
I
do.
think we just draw up a letter, say it looks really nice, here's a couple of suggestions we have.
I don't think
And
we
then
need
we-
anything more, they don't need to
Yeah,
come back. I think
there's no
this is
vote,
it.
there's nothing.
I think that's good.
But again, it's a great project, so I
It
think
is,
it
and
looks
thank
like.
you for bringing it
Yeah.
forward to us.
We can do a letter.
Chair,
Yes.
within your ordinance that you can issue a certificate of non-applicability, so the review doesn't apply to the project, so we can issue that non-applicability letter, but also state comments that you'd like to see
Perfect.
towards the project.
So it doesn't have to come to us for an application then?
No.
Okay, so we can do the non-applicability can you explain what the non-applicability for the general, in general for here?
It just means that your regulations don't apply to this particular project.
It's a courtesy that they came before.
It's
Yeah.
a courtesy, a discretionary review
Okay,
to get feedback from the commission.
okay. So with that verbiage, and with the comments that we made to be included, are we okay to
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Well, yeah.
Okay?
And who, by the way, Corey,
We'll do a letter.
who would write up that letter? Is that you, is that Cheryl, Karen?
It would be Karen that would write it, and then I would
Well,
sign it
staff would
after.
draft it, and then she would have to sign it.
Karen
would-
drafts
I
it,
would
I look
review it.
at it, I add stuff if I need to, and
Boom,
then
boom.
Perfect.
it goes to
Boom, boom,
Cheryl.
boom.
Bada bing, bada bang, oh, done.
Nice job, it's a good looking product.
Yes, very good.
Very,
Thank you
very
so
well
much.
done.
Like the
Thank you
anchors.
for coming in.
Do you guys have anything to do with the train, or are those two separate things?
The project doesn't, but I guess Henry over here, I don't know, you may want
To sign in with the name or anything, but I could maybe just add a little bit of clarification. Train comes into the transportation building, so certainly people could walk through the transportation building and take a transit, bus to anywhere across the Cape. So that's the nexus of the connection to
Oh, I
that.
see.
They've come before us, kind of under the same terms, and I think they were supposed to come back to us on one thing and they haven't.
They're coming.
It's been a while.
Are they
They
coming?
are?
They're coming.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Very
Thank
nice
you so
of
much.
Thank you, you're
Thanks.
welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Great job, thank you very much.
Thank you for clarifying that we're just big bundles of rock.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Henry, you weren't up there, but you're the backbone, I can tell. You did.
I am still recovering from your little, reading the script.
Oh, I know, tell me about it.
That was
We
awesome.
go home and gargle with salt water to kind
That
of,
was awesome.
and then you wrote that letter.
Right.
Yeah, it's you.
You wrote it. Okay, we should have had him read it.
Thank you for reading that. I know it was lengthy.
No, it's mine.
That's the only reason we keep them around.
That's everything.
No, just to express the really gratitude from the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, John Kennedy, who is on new administrative.
Sure.
capacity and so on.
Sure.
Thank
Just
you.
want to thank all the
Thank you.
members for listening to this presentation today.
Good ideas,
Very
sir.
appreciated that you carved out the time to do that. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Drive carefully.
Have a great night.
Alrighty, so we don't forget, I want to ask, with regard to Isabella's Pizza, what are they like time-wise?
They're gonna be past that 45-day mark.
So they'll
Where,
have to reapply?
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll have to
We
deny
can't continue
it
it.
without prejudice.
Yes. Okay. So in that case, I will make a motion that because they have run out of the timing, we can't just continue it, which so I'm going to make a motion with regard to the Isabella's Pizza, 640 Main Street, Hyannis, map 308, parcel 053, with regard to a new sign that we can't really accept it or whatever, but it's without, they can come back without prejudice.
What does that mean? So they don't pay for another application?
They have to pay for
They
another.
have to.
Oh, that's what I'm just saying, without prejudice, meaning they have to pay for another application?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're doing is, unfortunately, we can't go any further with it. We'd like to work with them, but it's, come back with another application without
Two meetings
prejudice.
without any contact saying we won't be there? That's,
Yeah,
Well,
something
it's
might
a
have
time
come up.
limit, once the 45-day time limit.
That's why I asked if where they were timing wise. Okay, is there a second on that?
second.
Okay.
Who seconded it?
Three
I'll
people.
I'll second it.
Kevin.
There we go.
Yeah,
All
what the
right.
heck?
Commissioner Cronin?
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Commissioner Watson? Commissioner Crowley?
Aye.
I also say aye. Good luck to them. We look forward to seeing them back. Okay. Corey, I'm going to bring you up on this one. The representative for the Downtown Hyannis District Improvement Financing Program, the DIF. It's a continued discussion from the February 18th, 2026. You want to reiterate what that is?
Yeah, sure. So the diff is well, I've written it down because, so it's a portion of new growth tax dollars that goes into to fund specific projects for downtown Hyannis. So it's like a capture of your local property tax revenue on new development within the district. So it's a 25-year program. And so, the first 10 years, there's a 50% capture. And then the next 15 years, there's a 25% capture of that new growth tax dollars. And it goes into a fund in the selected board or commission that oversees the fund then will decide how to utilize that money. And I think Jim had stated at the last meeting, there's around $8,000 or $9,000 currently for that. So a representative from this commission would be part of the group that makes that decision on the funding.
And one of the things I did want to clarify on that is that where does it apply? What is the jurisdiction of this DIF? Because representative for downtown Hyannis, so it would basically be the HHDC. It doesn't extend further.
I think the district falls within the diff. I don't have the boundaries I don't know the boundaries specifically. I wasn't involved in the creation of the district, but I can provide a link to you for the map of the district that will show you the boundaries. But yeah, it encompasses downtown Hyannis.
So it's actually money where there's also a bid that does a lot of the beautification things as well.
Yes, I'm not sure how the bid would be involved in the diff, but I'm sure there's some sort of collaboration there, but the money from that funding goes towards public infrastructure, placemaking, beautification, storefront improvement grants for.
Oh, I was just gonna ask that, so it's grants to individual businesses as well as overall improvements like.
Yeah, for
we
like
talked about.
like if they want to beautify their storefront,
Yeah.
then the funding's available to help them
Gotcha.
beautify their storefront
Right.
based on commission guidelines, so.
Yep.
So 25-year program, and it goes up 25 and 25%. How does the money come in? Where it comes out of taxpayer dollar? or-
Yeah, it's property tax revenue from, so I guess however the parcel's assessed currently, and then if there's new development on the parcel or building, and then the increased value, it's probably, I'm not super sure of this, so, but it is a capture of that new growth on the development of the parcel for the property tax revenue.
So it's increasing our taxes.
No.
No, it's just the person who, we talked about this last year.
It's not increasing your
Cutting
taxes.
in from the growth of the development.
It's capturing,
Okay, gotcha.
it's capturing
Okay,
your
that's
tax.
And they're taking
We're
a
going to
portion of
clarify.
that.
So if it's assessed at $500,000 and the new development makes the
Yeah.
assessment at $1 million, then it's a capture of the tax dollars based on the, probably the $500,000
And giving a portion to
increase.
this fund.
So, yeah,
We were kidding around last time that Jim was saying, proclaiming a new tax. New tax, Jim, comfort,
No.
announces new tax.
I remember
no,
that part,
it's,
yeah.
it's just diverting, it's diverting existing revenue to a different
Okay,
you
just
know,
wanted to clarify that.
project
Thank you.
stream.
It's a nice idea.
Okay,
I'd like to nominate Tom Doherty.
I was gonna say
I
the same
accept.
thing.
I think
This
Tom
is
would
right
be
up my
great.
alley. I love that.
Tom, are you okay with that?
Yes, I love it.
Listen, 25 years, you better start eating Cheerios and stuff like that, come on.
So
now.
in that case, if Tom is okay with it and there's no objections, I'm going to
Yeah,
nominate Tom
absolutely.
to
Is it a
take
paid
that
position?
position.
Yeah, you get paid for the same as this.
I can-
There's private,
Double,
They
actually
usually,
double.
they might
private jet
supply.
involved, yeah.
Private
so-
jet.
Double.
Service.
Yeah, check.
Car service.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Neil. Okay, Commissioner Crowley,
Aye.
Commissioner Watson, Commissioner Matthews,
Aye.
Commissioner Crichton,
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty.
Aye.
I also say
I like
aye.
this.
Congratulations, thank you. I think you'll be great at.
It's like being voted into the Hall of Fame, like in the first ballot without any objection. You're like Mariano Rivera, that's what you're like.
And my first act of business is, how do we get rid of the Wicked Willie sign?
We can't talk
Unbelievable.
about applicants that aren't here to defend themselves.
You're the only candidate that gave the, that talked about what he wanted to do after he was elected instead of before.
Okay, we don't really have any matters, I don't think. not
I just want to bring
reasonable.
up two things quickly
Sure.
myself.
Okay.
First of
Okay.
all, where are we on new board members? Any advancement on that?
We do have 2 applications. We have one that went in about 6 weeks ago. I talked to that person today, and I will be chasing that. And I also heard there was another application. I don't know where that is. So they both went, I think the one that I talked with today went in first, and then there was another one that came in afterwards, so I'm not sure what's happening there.
And the second thing I thought about was the hell we went through last week. And
Oh, this
while
was
we
the
were
one?
clamoring to survive, the DPW was out there working their butts off. So I just feel they should get some kind of commendation for, I mean, man, they went above and beyond, they really did.
Mhm.
So that's it. Not that it has anything to do with us, but.
Yeah, they did.
Appreciation.
I'd like to just kind of follow up on some of the other things that we've been trying to get in here. I don't think that Mr. Florence will come to our meeting anytime soon. So what I wanted to know of is the bid. Would it be something that we could invite them to come here and to see if we can have a partnership with them? I mean, I would say they walk
What kind of
those
partnership, how do you see that?
to get businesses in compliance with
Oh, I
what
do.
we've approved and things that are out of the scope right now that somehow we can get reeled back in, because it is the aesthetics, it is really is the Main Street, and they walk it all the time.
I
And
can
they
ask
can see
Elizabeth
it,
Worthing to come before us.
to see if we can partner with them. You know, if we could do it ourselves, I'd do it. I'd volunteer for that, but, you know, just these things that just keep coming up and, oh, we didn't approve that, or, oof, jeepers.
The problem
We
with the
approve
bid
that.
though is they're the same position we are. They're not, they can't
They don't
pass
have
any
enforcement.
authority or any enforcement.
If they're part of the bid, they can. If they're part of the bid, that's what they give, well,
But the bid doesn't have our regulations and rules.
no, but they know what they are,
I think it's kind of a soft pressure,
yeah.
you know, and maybe it'll get somewhere, maybe it won't, but maybe it's worth it.
I think
don't
it's
know.
worth a try. And I
Just
think
that they gotta
Elizabeth
do
will be
something.
receptive to it.
We can't, the body that is supposed to help us here can't do it unless we get complaints out there. And that's a really hard thing to do for other businesses, to do to other businesses.
Well, maybe-
I don't think that's fair.
Maybe this is where Charlie comes in as our town council liaison. They're the ones who should put the pressure on the department to say, hey, listen, we have a board that is saying there's a problem with enforcement of rules and regulations, because they can actually say, you're gonna go and do this.
And the person in that authority is gonna say, I don't have any complaints, I am a complaint-driven department. That's their line. They will not go out and seek it unless there's a complaint.
Why don't I contact Elizabeth when she's here? I think she'll be receptive to that, and let's do a discussion.
Just to kind of see what their options are.
And
Because she
what
sees it too.
recommendations, yeah. Okay, alrighty. Thank you for bringing that up.
Did we approve the minutes?
No, that is next, approval of the February 18th draft minutes. This is, anyone who was not here on that, I think.
Just Tom, I think.
Just Tom, okay.
Benny Mullen.
So, what
But
was
he
that?
did Mullen,
He
so.
did
I did
Mullen.
Mullen.
He did it, okay. So, is there a proposal that we accept the draft minutes?
Motion to accept.
As written.
As written, and is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tom. There weren't any changes, right? Or nobody said, so, all right, Commissioner Carley?
Aye.
Commissioner Watson? Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty? Commissioner Cronin? I also say aye. Thank you very much. Karen, well done putting them together. Okey dokey. Thank
Motion to
you.
adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cronin?
Aye.
Commissioner Doherty?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Commissioner Watson? Commissioner Cronin?
Aye.
Say aye, but before we actually say we adjourn, I want to thank Corey and Karen for all of their help tonight and hard work. And Rachel, thank you for all your help as well. We are adjourned.